So yeah, whenever you're ready, you can head in. Guys, we're gonna roll.
If you want to get comfortable,
I am.
Okay, we're done.
I'm Janja Garnbret, and I don't even know how to introduce myself anything else than that I'm a climber and a human being. Yeah. Yeah. So I started climbing at the age of 7, and at the same time I was also dancing. I was also doing some track and field, I was doing tennis a little bit, so I did a lot of sports, but climbing was always my first love, always what I wanted to do my whole life. And at some point I had to decide like either dancing or climbing because I had trainings for both. And so my mom said like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to dance or do you want to climb? And of course I decided for climbing because it was my first love. And my mom was like, okay, let's climb, because she already imagined me in like pretty dresses and dancing. But yeah, I just wanted to climb. Basically, I knew like somewhere deep inside that I want to climb, but I never really like consciously thought about climbing. This was just something that I enjoy doing. I loved the feeling of climbing. I loved how I felt on the wall. So I just like kept on doing it.
Why was dance not so interesting and climbing was something extra and special?
I wasn't feeling like myself, but like I could say that I'm dancing on the wall. So I always like feel like dancing helped me with climbing because like, of course, I could use the moves you do in dancing on the wall. So it helped me with movement and everything. In climbing, I always felt like it was some sort of a form of self-expression. I really felt connected with myself when I climbed. When I climb, I'm in my own world. Like, I don't know what's happening around me. It's just like basically me and the wall, just like feeling the moves, the movement. And I just like enjoy myself on the wall. It's like all the energy that I have, I channel into climbing. It's just like climbing makes me feel alive. It makes me feel that I can express my personality and individuality there. But usually you see me competing and I just feel like I can express myself there. It's just I show who I am, I show my personality, and I just feel alive, you know? Like I feel like that it's worth living for. Like I just feel like it's my destiny, I guess. So I first started climbing indoors, not outdoors. So to start off, my parents are not climbers. I come from a non-climbing family. They had no idea about climbing. Coaches recognized that potential in me and that spark I had in me, especially for competitions, because as soon as I started climbing, the next year I already started competing and I felt like I was pushed into the competition world quite soon, and they raised me into the competitor. And I guess I was also like a competitor by nature.
Wow, within 1 year you were competing?
Yeah, I was second to last. Or I was like sharing the last place with another girl. But yeah, I wasn't very good at the beginning.
How old were you when that happened, like when you were competing?
When I was 8, I already started competing. And then when I was 9, I already won the national overall title in lead, I think. Yeah, it was like, I was last, but then I was already like 15, 10th, 8th, 5th, and then first. Even if I was last, I didn't cry. I was just like psyched to be there. I was just psyched to be in among other kids. We just like had fun. We didn't even know when we started. Like we were just like running around playing, and then my mom or dad came. Oh, you are like up in like 5 competitors. It's like, oh, okay, I should get ready. So we just like first like had a lot of fun. It was not competition at all. I kind of miss the old days when there was like nothing, just like kids play and having fun.
Was there a lot of pressure in your childhood once you'd started to win?
So I started winning, at a pretty early age. When I had like my first youth competition, I was 13, 14, and I didn't even know for what kind of competition I was going. And then when I was there, they told me, yeah, it's European Youth Championship. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. And I won that competition, like my first ever. I had to grow up super fast, honestly. Like sport really teaches you how to grow up faster. Like you need to like learn about yourself faster. You need to know how to deal with certain things faster. In general, in life, like we all experience those things, like those life-changing moments, those challenges. But in sport, I think everything happens faster because you need to know yourself better, faster. You need to know how to deal with pressure and all those things. But luckily, I had like parents like by my side all the time. I like to say that they were my first sponsor, like as every parents are. They bought you your first harness, first climbing shoes, first chalk bag. They drive you to competitions, first around Slovenia. They kind of miss that now. I always kind of knew what I wanted to achieve and what I needed to do to get there. But I just like needed help, of course, from outside.
Was it scary to suddenly have all this success and be known and have performance and results that are expected of you?
When you are 16 and you are pushed into the big world of competitive climbing, it's scary, of course. It's a big stage. You're in the spotlight. All of the eyes are on you. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. But I never cared about a spotlight. I never cared about like being famous. I just wanted to climb. I just wanted to like be there and express myself on the wall. I wanted to show my potential. First, of course, it's you want to earn your spot. First on the team, and first you want to earn the spot internationally. Sometimes I think back to the moments because now it's definitely different. But back then you are young, you are excited to be there. You don't care where you sleep, how much you sleep. You don't care where you are, how long do you drive. It's just like whatever. I just want to be there, and you're just excited. And it's like, honestly, just the feeling of climbing is completely the same. I'm still a kid inside of me. When I'm in my own world, I feel light on the wall, but strong at the same time. And it's just me and myself, and I can just enjoy the movement. And I enjoyed this when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it now. And I always said that fun is the most important thing. Like I know if I stop having fun, if I don't have fun, there won't be any results, and I won't enjoy training, I won't enjoy anything. So even if I feel stressed or I feel under pressure, I try to go with my mind back to when I was a kid. And I always say, okay, first, have fun. This is your playground. Just play.
That self-belief that you talk about, do you think that that came from your parents, or do you think that that was something that was in you naturally, or was it a little bit of both?
Like this self-belief, I think it comes from my personality, and this is just also who I am. I kind of always believe that I'm capable of doing things. When I watch my role models, I was like, this also could be me. If that girl can do it, I also can do it. So I always had that self-belief inside of me, but also my parents always encouraged me to believe in myself, to decide on your like life path and like stick to it.
At what age did you formulate this idea that you could do great things in climbing?
I just had that inner fire inside of me that this is what I want to do. And of course, as a young girl, I had role models. Back then it was Maja Vidmar, now Stremfel, and Mina Markovic. And I was just like watching them, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to have results like them, same climbing. I wanted to imitate them like in every single detail. But if you want to like be truly successful and if you want to be competitive and for a sustainable amount of time, you need to find your own personality and own individuality to achieve that. Also, like my style of climbing was changing throughout the years. Like when I started climbing, I was super static climber because Mina and Maya were also more static than dynamic, and I wanted to be like them, so I imitated their climbing, and I was more of a static climber. Fun fact, I also said that I won't ever compete in bouldering. Which is so funny, like when I think back now, but they were like the best in lead. So I wanted to be the best in lead, of course. And it's kind of like also in Slovenian blood that girls were more of a lead climber than a boulderer. But then at some point I was like, wait a minute, I could be also good in bouldering. But then like there's a point where your role models become your competition. Now you want to beat them.
Have your role models changed? Like, who do you look up to now?
I always loved athletes that were just like on the top of their sport for several years, that they were like dominant. I'm just like so impressed by them. Like I was thinking like, how can you be on the top like for 10, 15, 20 years? That's crazy. But then I was thinking like I started competing in 2015 and I was on the top for like several years now. I also find it crazy. But yeah, right now it's mostly like everybody who shows and shares their passion for their sport. They never say like, okay, I'm on the top, I will stop working now. No, but they just keep on working every single day to be the best version of themselves. And this is the thing that inspires me the most.
So you mentioned, I think the other day, about looking up to Simone Biles and what she said about, I'm not the next Usain Bolt or Michael Phelps, I'm the first Simone Biles. So how does that statement resonate with you?
Yeah, I love her. I love that quote that she said, because like people like all the time compare you to someone else. Like you cannot help it, but people always compare you to Messi, to Simone, to Michaela Schifrin, to Usain Bolt. Like you're always in some kind of comparison, but no, like everybody is their own person, has their own personality, and that's why I love how she said it. Like I'm the first Simone Biles and I'm the first Janja. So each person is their own person and has their own struggles, their own like weaknesses, their own like strong points.
Are you aware of that sort of shift, that now you're that person that all of these other climbers are looking up to, or does that not figure in your thoughts at the moment?
Right now, I feel very much aware of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like crazy to think that like 5 years ago, I had my role models. But now, in very short period of time, this changed, and now I'm a role model. And of course, it's a huge responsibility to be in this position. I don't want to be a perfect role model, but I want to be a real one. I want to show them all the good sides of sport, but also like not the good sides, but like the tough sides of it, not the easy side of it. And I just want to show them that if you like believe in yourself, if you dream big, that everything is possible. I want to show them through climbing, through competitions especially, because you only see me basically competing. And like with my personality there and with my attitude, I want to like show them that everything is possible. It's amazing that I can help people just by being myself, just by expressing my personality and my love for climbing and my passion for climbing.
If you could give a piece of advice to your past self, maybe at 15 years old or 10 years old, have you got an idea of what piece of advice that might be?
I would say to myself, don't be frustrated and pissed over little things. It doesn't matter if you had one bad day, there's always the next one. Like it doesn't matter if you didn't top that boulder, whatever, there's always a next one. Try to be kind to yourself, even kinder and softer when it matters. Again, I am who I am. This is my personality. Either you like me or you don't. What you see is what you get. So I cannot convince you to like me, but you have to decide for yourself if you like me or not. So I realized it's just the best to be yourself and do your own thing, and that's it. It's one less thing to worry about. I'm talking too much.